It's your boy Pinky. Welcome to Bonsai. Today we are headed to Gainesville to take a look at a car for a friend of mine. Buddy of mine lives in Asheville, North Carolina. His brother, who lives in Gainesville, passed away, and I guess had a bunch of cars, but most of them are gone. The one that's left is a Triumph TR6 that my friend is considering maybe trying to put back on the road, do a little restoration. But because he's so far away, it's kind of difficult for him to get a feel for how viable of a project that really is. So we're going to take a ride over there, take a look at the car for him, and let him know, is it good, is it bad? I don't know. It's a Triumph. It's going to be cool. So let's go take a look at it. Hey gang, welcome back to Bonsai. We're here in the shop, and as you can see, the TR6 is here in the shop as well. So let me give you a little update, kind of bring you up to speed. Why is it here, and what are we going to do with it? So, got to Gainesville, took a look at the car, kind of limited in what we could do, mostly because one, there's no key, and two, the engine is stuck. The no key thing, we've got our fingers crossed. The owner's hoping that they can come up with a key. If not, at some point maybe we'll consider having a locksmith come in and cut a new key for it. But for right now, our biggest concern is that the motor's stuck. The car's been sitting for probably 10 or 15 years, and that's good because the car didn't sit out somewhere, leak, rot, turn to shit. It's bad because the motor's stuck, and so I'm hoping that it's just because it sat for 15 years, an intake valve was open, it had, got some moisture in there, and, one of the rings took a set against one of the cylinder walls. We don't have the luxury of having much of a history on this car. So we know it's been around for a long time. The actual owner passed away, and it went to his brother. And so his brother knows the car's been around for a while, doesn't really remember it being driven much. So we're not sure if the car was bought inoperable because there's something drastically wrong with it, like the motor's oil seized, or if it came to him as a running, driving car, ended up in the garage somehow, maybe some minor thing, and in that intervening years, has gotten stuck. So before we do too much to the car, in terms of any kind of restoration or really going through it, we're going to focus on getting the motor unstuck. So a little penetrating oil, a little wiggle, a little bit of love. Hopefully we can get it to loosen up. If the motor does free up, then we'll do a real assessment on the car and try to figure out really how much of a project it is. These little British sports cars they're awesome cars, full of character, but rife with challenges. So we're going to find out if this one is as good as it looks, because honestly, the car looks fantastic. The interior is beautiful, everything is there, the car hasn't been taken apart. So many of these garage find cars, you find them in like boxes and shit, and everything's stuffed into the interior. This car, you get a little bit of that. We got a trunk full of stuff, but it looks like good stuff. A little bit of stuff in the interior, but really, for the most part, the car has been spared the ravages of both living outside and an overzealous mechanic who took the car apart and left it apart. So it's a great starting point for right now. The big question is, can we get the motor unstuck? So I guess that's what we're going to focus on right now, is trying to get this thing unstuck. It's a nice car. Might push it outside if this rain lets up. Give it a bath. I think, you know, I'm always more excited about working on something that looks good, and you know, I think the car knows it too. I think cars know whether they're being loved or not loved. So we're going to throw a little love at it and see what we can do with this thing. I'm excited. It's a really cool project. So let's get this motor unstuck.